Hey YouTube, welcome back to our channel, Lo and Wish. We're back at it again with this second video, the Q&A. You've asked us questions, we heard you, and now we here to answer them.
I like that.
Question 1.
Okay. Go ahead, you can pick whichever one. It don't matter.
Question 1 says, what does it say?
How did you guys first start dating?
How did we first start dating? We first started dating at Virginia State, 2012. We always knew of each other, but we just never crossed paths to date. And then in 2012, we actually started dating. He came to the fountain. If anyone knows our story or knows us, him and his cousin was at the fountain. And he was eyeing me per usual and basically just flirting and just talking and playing. And then one thing led to another, and we just started talking after that. So that was like August of 2012. So that's basically how we just started dating. It was always there, but it just never really happened, I guess.
I can't even debate. That's exactly what happened, low-key. So I can't even...
Okay, question 2 says,
Which one you want?
we could just go to anyone.
Advice for keeping a lasting relationship?
I guess we can both answer that.
Patience. Oh, patience. Oh, patience. Say, nah, for real though, patience though. That's one of the key words. You gotta have patience because you gotta remember you dealing with a whole different person. Like, she's her own person, I'm my own person, so she comes with a lot of things, I come with a lot of things. You're learning how a person love language, people, what can I say, like, it's just different languages you gotta learn with a whole nother person. Like, it's a lot that comes with it. Like, I don't mean to take nothing from her or, like, you know, be going in on my girl because I love my girl, but it takes a lot of patience.
And communication. Communication is like another thing that's really, really good to keep a lasting relationship, because as you progress in relationships, you don't really know, or you don't really, especially starting off young, you don't really have the communication down packed. So that's one thing that I would say that is really good and to make a relationship last, like communication, patience, because you have to talk about things. Like you have to
stuff, really.
You have to talk about uncomfortable things. You have to, like he said, talk in your language, talk in my language, talk in his language. So definitely communication for me, patience for him, and I think those two should be the leading of you all's relationship, whatever relationship. It's not even just a platonic relationship, it can be like a friendship as well. Like, you have to have good communication, and you have to have patience and understanding as well. So I guess those three will be our three things for lasting relationship in our opinion. So
I'm gonna ask this one. This is a good one right here. It say, what like y'all method of getting past a disagreement, simple or big, does one initiate?
Oh, it got cut off. It was like, does one initiate the talking back, or does the other, or is it equal? I guess I can start off a little bit. We've came a long way with our quote unquote method of getting past a disagreement, because we're both Cancers. So
very emotional people.
Very emotional, two emotional beings. And we both used to have to get our point across. It was like we would always listen to respond versus listening to hear our partner, instead of we would just always listen to respond. We would never just listen to hear the actual person out.
Yeah,
so that
feelings in consideration.
Exactly. So I guess now, so we're not gonna go into too depth about it, but now our method for getting past a disagreement is communication, because D'Angelo is the type of person who he cannot go to sleep without working something out. He cannot go to the next step in like watching a movie, eating dinner, anything. He cannot do that.
What's wrong
without solving the problem. And me personally, I shut down. So I shut down. I get in my mood and I don't really want to talk about it anymore.
Quiet.
Like I go in my shell. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Like a crab.
And I think we had to come to a agree to disagree type of method. Like we're gonna agree to disagree, and then once we both calm down, once we both put the emotions to the side, then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. So I think that's our method now. That we agree to disagree, and then we go our separate ways to let the emotions die down, because we're so emotional. We're two emotional people, not necessarily about crying or anything like that, but like just emotional. Like he expresses his emotion in a different way than I do, and I express my emotions in a different way than he does, and it's just too heated and too emotional at the time. So we have to take a step back to regroup within our individual self, and then come back as a couple and talk about it.
And that's why I go back to, like I said again a few minutes ago, learning your partner, knowing their love language, their argument language, all types of languages. Like you gotta learn and know your partner. Like I know her like the back of my hand. She could try to sit in here and flake like, "Oh yeah, not wrong with me, I'm good." Yeah, right. Stop it, girl. Please. What's this? Murph talking. Murph talking. So how often do y'all have to shop at Baby Gap because Lo can't fit anything to fit his little? Excuse me, because my mom watches these ASS. I'm not gonna answer you, Murph. I'm not answering you, my brother. What other questions we got on there?
I think that's it for that one.
Let me see. We got some more questions right here. Boom. What does unconditional love mean to you? I'm gonna go. I want to do this one first, because I'm not a perfect person. I ain't gonna get into details about everything, but I've been with this girl since I was about 18 years old. So just know we've been in some trials and tribulations, and I'm gonna just say this: unconditional love, in my definition, means if a person can love you at your worst. Like when I say your worst, I mean like that person knows like the ugliest things about you, your deepest secrets, and they accept you for who you are, and you know they see you for better, like as a better person, and they're willing to work with you, you know what I'm saying, to push you to be that man or that woman or person you know you can be and want to be, and they see you as, that's unconditional love to me. So, and that's definitely what she gave me, because I was a handful, you know what I'm saying. I've been with her freshman year, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say I done took her through, dragged her through mud, but you know it ain't always been pretty, because everybody always been, "Oh my God, y'all love goals." Thank you, we appreciate y'all, but like I said, it ain't been perfect, but she definitely worth it. You did. What's your definition?
I guess I can just second what you said. I agree with what he said as far as everything he said, and honestly, just as a second part to that, there's not one particular definition of unconditional love. Like I think it's per person and per couple, it varies with, it varies by person. So I think our definition of unconditional love, or my definition of unconditional love, and his definition of unconditional love may be something different than what you all may think what unconditional love is. So I think it's not necessarily a one-all definition about unconditional love. Like that's our method that worked for us as far as unconditional love, because we were able to, like he said, is love each other in all seasons. Like we have seen each other in every season, in every emotion, and given all of that, we still standing and we still were able to love each other regardless of anything, because we knew we knew that that's one thing that we wanted to do. Like, one thing about him and I is that we can't deny the love that we have for each other. Our love trumps everything, that any and everything that we've ever been through, good, bad, or ugly, regardless of what it is. Our love is always there. So that's why I say I think that's our definition. So I think you all may have something else, but it was really good to ask. But I think that was just our definition of unconditional love. So the next question says, what qualities do both of you dislike about each other? I'm gonna start that one. What qualities do I dislike about him? Okay. So let's start with I don't really like a lot of things. Not necessarily about him. I don't really like a lot of things. I'm a really particular type of person. So like, I have a lot of pet peeves. So the stuff that I don't like about him is honestly just a pet peeve in a sense. Like, I don't like smacking. I just don't like when people smack. Like, that's one of my
smacking when I eat.
One of my pet peeves.
Smack
like,
when I eat.
Yes, you do.
I have my mouth closed.
No, you do not.
And of course, if you listening hard enough, you're gonna hear me chew. Like, why are you listening to me eat your own food?
He literally smacks, and if you know him, you know that he smacks, and it's annoying. That's my pet peeve. I don't like that.
Business out in the street. I don't even smack though. But it's
not like a really loud smack, but he smacks, and it's so annoying. I do not like smacking. I don't care who you are. I don't like smacking. So that's one thing. Like, another thing is, I do not like
qualities is about me. Don't get the name of everything you don't like. You don't got no more. You just trying to think of stuff. Don't do that.
Because it's different when you say qualities. Like, I don't know another quality that I don't really like about him. Like,
let me name some qualities I don't like. She never knows what she wants. That's one. What is the word?
Yes.
Indecisive. Anything. We could be in the house about to get ready to leave. Oh, I don't like these jeans. Let me take these jeans off. We could be out to eat. What you about to eat, babe? Waitress come up, wait or whatever, come up with I do want this, but I like what? Indecisive about everything. We could be in the mall. Like, anywhere we at, she can't never have her mind made up about what she wants.
That's true, but
like, what?
I know someone else agrees with me that when you're going to a restaurant, you have, and if you've been there before, of course, if you've been there before, you have on your mind what you're going to get. But then when you go there, you're like, let me try this. So I'm like, let me try that. So, and I've had a lot of dietary alterations. So, like, sometimes I don't want that. Sometimes I want this. Sometimes I don't want that. Sometimes my jeans don't fit properly, so I don't like them in that day. Or, so.
Right.
Okay, whatever.
All right. Next question. A guy asked, "Are you still balling?" Nah, bro. I don't hoop at all. But trust me, niggas can still get it on the court.
Okay.
Don't sleep. Okay.
Okay. Next question.
Somebody said, "Is marriage significant in our generation, millennials like us?" I feel like, I don't know. I'm going to speak for myself. I can't speak for other people out here, but I know me. I want to be married. I want to have a wife. I want to be someone's husband. So that's all I'm going to say on that.
I think that was a really good question. And I think, like, millennials, I think this is my opinion. I think
she better get deep
it's not so significant as it's been in the past, but I think it's becoming like a fade, or like I think a lot of people are just getting married for the wrong reasons without even getting to know, taking the time to get to know each other, or taking the time to learn your partner, or taking the time to honestly learn yourself. Because one thing that we have been through in our relationship is we got together so young. So, and on top of growing as a couple, we were also growing individually as a couple. Like, so that was a lot of unnecessary problems, but there was a lot of like turmoil.
It was very overwhelming
in our relationship because imagine trying to figure out yourself on top of trying to figure out someone else. So it's like I was trying to figure out myself, he was trying to figure out himself, then we still trying to figure out each other or how we work together. But we've made it through it. But I think if we would have gotten married, like let's say 4 years ago or 5 years ago when we weren't so figured out, I felt like it would have been rushing things because we would never really known if I wouldn't have never fully known myself or tapped into my true self, and he would have never been able to tap into his true self. So
I think that was a good answer.
I think marriage is sacred and it's real special. So I feel like when people do get married, I think they should, and it's not every marriage, but I think people should know and people should get married for the right reasons and not because it's a trend or not because it's everyone else is doing it. Or I think you should really want to get married because that's a vow between your partner and God. So I think it should be significant. So to answer your question, I know I gave you a really long answer, but to answer your question, it should be significant in millennials. Not all the time, is it?
Next question. How did we survive in college?
Can I answer that? I'm gonna answer myself first. I ain't gonna answer you. You can speak for yourself. How did I survive college? College, honestly, was not. It was difficult, but it was not as difficult as
college was a breeze.
No, it was not
like, nah, it wasn't
as difficult as I thought it would be, but it was not difficult. But I had him, of course, and I've had my family, and my family, if you know me, you know I'm a family-oriented person. So whenever I'm going through anything, whenever I need someone, I can call on my mom. Like, if you know me, I'm a mommy's girl. So I'm calling on my mom.
This is true.
To get me through a lot of things, and my mom got me through so many days in college.
Mom got me through a lot of things in college.
Shout out to you, Mom. She has got me through a lot of days in college, like, and
for real.
It truly helped me because sometimes I thought I didn't want to do it, or I didn't want to do it anymore, or when things got too tough, because I'm spoiled. When things got too tough, I wanted to just throw in a towel. But she was just always there. So my mom was the number one factor that really got me through college. Like my grandmother as well. My sisters really helped me, like, to just keep, and then him, of course, because he was there and he was there with me. So it gave me a little bit more motivation to keep going at Virginia State because he was there with me. So I wasn't going through it alone. Like everything, we both were criminal justice majors. So I wasn't going through it alone. I had somebody right there. And I really didn't have that many friends. I've never really had that many friends. I didn't really have that many friends in college. But then I ended up meeting friends in college, and now I have my selected group of friends in college, and they were...
Shout out to you guys. You know who you are. We ain't gonna say no names.
Hey, girls for life.
Had to shout y'all.
But anyway, but yeah, so, and I think towards the end for me, they became really helpful to the point where my social life, because beginning I didn't really have that much of a social life in college because I was like, I was standoffish. But towards the end, I think I started having a social life, or wanting to have a social life. And I really thank them for that, for like trying to take me out of my shell. So, cause that got me through like the last couple years, like the last two years. So it was really helpful for me. But that's mostly what got me through surviving college. Like that's just, cause I really didn't have a good high school experience. So I had to make sure my college I was trying to make sure it was perfect when. Didn't really turn out like that, but that's basically how I survived.
How did I survive in college? By the grace of God. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. By the grace of God. Freshman year, Slim, I had an 0.2. Threw me on academic probation out the gate. As everyone know, I was with the DC crew, aka Bond Street. We was posted right there in front of Sewell. All the VSU people that watch this, if you're from VSU and you watch this, you know we used to walk campus 20 deep, do whatever to whoever. Saying I ain't gonna do all that, but yeah, we used to just be out there wilding. We was young dudes just out there just living college life though, like just enjoying ourselves. But I'm not gonna lie, I made it. I definitely made it through college because of her. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna give credit to my parents too. Like I'm gonna give credit to my parents too. I'm not gonna discredit my parents. You know what I'm saying? Because of course they put me through school and whatnot. But they wasn't down there with me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a difference. They not down there to hold my hand, like to have me do my work and whatnot. I'm not gonna lie. When I got thrown on academic probation, she was on me. Like she the one that got me and all my guys going to the library every day. She had us grouped up, going in conference rooms in the library and all that. Like
I wasn't playing.
So like I'm not gonna lie, like she definitely got me on my stuff. Cause if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't even. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't have graduated, but I definitely wouldn't have graduated on time, and that's a fact. So I pat her on the back. So that's how I survived college, though. But I love my college experience. I had a great experience.
I loved my college experience.
VSU. Shout out.
Loved it.
Hail State, Trojan Nation, man. Stand
Class
up.
of 2016.
VSU 16, we the best class. Stand up. You
Period.
Period, poo.
Next question says, what was it like being in college with your significant other?
I loved it. It was cool to me.
I actually did love it.
It was cool to me.
It had its moments, but I did love it. Like it gave, like I said before, it gave me motivation. Me personally, it gave me motivation to actually stay in a sense, like because there was someone that I felt like I could possibly spend the rest of my life with. So it gave me motivation. It gave me that added push. Like, okay, let me just stay at Virginia State and make the best out of it because he's here. Let me keep going because he's here. I'm able to see him in class every day. I'm able to continue to build a relationship with him, grow our relationship because we both were criminal justice majors, so we were in classes together. When you saw him, you saw me.
Made sure I'm in
when
all
you
my
saw
girl
me,
classes.
you saw him.
A lot of people was hating about that.
It just really was nice for me in a sense.
About the
But
finesse.
it wasn't always pretty. Like I said, it was not always pretty because it's like sometimes being in college with your significant other, or it's like you don't really have nowhere to run to when you have an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And in my case, I really didn't have that. I didn't have friends, so he was like my only friend. Him and his friends were my only friends, people that I was hanging out with. So I kind of didn't have no one to run to, so I would always want to run home, but I really didn't have no one to run to. But other than that, I loved it. Like I truly enjoyed it because it was like being in college with my best friend. It was being in college with my best friend, my boyfriend, it was really just
it was lit,
just
man.
us. Like we were just enjoying and stuff.
We was doing
Like
everything together.
We came from the bottom, from literally cabs, catching rides,
man, we used to catch rides from everyone. Amtrak. Then we got our own whips.
Walking it, hiking it from the Amtrak to quads. Yeah, we came a long way to getting our own car. Yeah, we came a long way, but it was really good.
I ain't gonna lie, she put me on game, man. She one for her. I wouldn't even got my first car, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all this background story on that. Everybody, I ain't get no background story, nigga. That's how I survived school. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go back to that question. People was down there flexing with the refund checks. I wasn't even getting refund checks the first 2 years. I started getting my refund checks late. She like, yeah, boo, this the plan. She came up with a master plan, y'all. I told me just come, cancel my room and board, right? She told me cancel my room and board and just move in with her. Why I didn't been think of that? I was in her room every day anyway. Like, we was doubling up on them twin beds on my mother faithfully. You hear me? We was spooning up on them joints, but I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long, but I ain't done it today. I ain't gonna lie. She definitely put me on game on the last stuff, so yeah.
And that's the last question, I guess.
Yeah.
It's for me. Wisha, how did you know Lo deserved your time? Let me get a little closer.
Girl, you don't even know how you better answer that question.
Honestly,
you didn't know I deserve your time. Exactly.
Honestly,
I can answer that for her.
You gonna let me answer it?
Okay.
Honestly, the time that I knew that he deserved my time was because he was so determined. And I tell him this all the time. D'Angelo has been on my line, in a sense, since before Virginia State. So not necessarily like pressing, but he just was.
Thank you. Please clear it up.
He was just always on my line. He was always liking me. He was always writing my sister.
Wrote her 2 times.
No, you did not.
I did.
Anyway, but he was just always on my line.
Oh
so,
my God.
And I really didn't pay him that much mind before college. So once we got to college and he was still on my line, I was like,
Oh no, we got another.
Like, he's real determined. Like, so I must be something special, because he was really determined. So and I was really drawn to his determination. Like, he was so determined to get me. Like, there's this story that I'm sure a couple people may know about the fountain. He was just so determined to get me. Like, he was just really, he was definitely a gentleman, but he was
not
so
determined. Consistent. I don't like that determined word.
He was
that
very
determined
consistent.
word, like I was geeking all on your back.
No, that's not what determined mean. Like, you were so determined. Like, he knew that he wanted, like, he knew he wanted me.
That's true.
And he accomplished his goal. Like,
to get that.
Relax.
I'm sorry, Mama. I gotta throw the joke in there.
Anyway, he was just really determined. And we just gonna leave. He was just really determined. That's how I knew he deserved my time. And then that's when I started giving him my time, when we just started kicking it. Like, I was like, I'm intrigued. Let me see what he really wanna know. So I just started talking to him, kicking it with him, like, just trying to see what was up with the what's up. So I just And one thing led to another. We just was talking. We just used to wrap each other up, like, and he was so determined to get me, and he got me. So here we are.
Oh, we got one more question. It's the last one.
At the bottom. Name a time that you two laughed about something that still cracks you up today when you bring it up.
Off my top of my head. Remember that time we was out rolling out and the lady was selling the waters. It's not gonna be funny to them because they wasn't there.
You have to be there.
You had to be there. What she was saying? She was like, "Cash out the mega." What she like?
You ain't about to embarrass me like
that.
But
I'm trying to be cute for the camera.
You ain't trying about to embarrass me like that.
She's like, "Get your cup waters."
I know one time that
she trying to be bougie for the camera.
Because we're both so goofy. Like, if you really know us, if you know the true us, we're really goofy. Like, we're really silly, especially me. I laugh at everything. Nothing gets past me. I'm laughing, okay? I'm always laughing. I'm gonna bid, I'm gonna joan, that's just me. And I don't even know if we can.
What? Which one you about to do? What you talking about?
I don't even know if we can say that, but.
Say what?
It's honestly just a lot of stuff that cracks us up. We have a lot of things that literally cracks us up that we just sit there and laugh. Like.
Do the Rolling Loud one. Why you trying to be fake bougie?
One definitely thing. One definitely thing that has us cracking up, one time in college, we went to Walmart. Off the late night, we went to Walmart. We said, hey,
Oh yeah.
we're hungry. Let's go to Walmart. And
We supposed to get some like quick.
we supposed to get some quick groceries. We went inside Walmart. We both, not just him, we both put stuff in the cart. Going up to the cash register, realized he doesn't have his wallet. I don't have my wallet. And we have a basket full of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we just
I remember that.
had to walk out because
Put out
we
my
forgot
Damn, I
our
forgot my wallet at the house.
wallets.
I'm like, you got
Neither
your-
one of us. The cashier was
So
so
good. She was blown.
mad. Like, she was like, I gotta put all this up. We was like, we so sorry. We are
We just
so
dipped
sorry.
off.
We just walked off. Like, we couldn't do nothing but laugh and just walk off. So I guess that's one that we really do. We have more, of course, but he wants me to do the Rolling Loud.
Rolling Loud. I'm not in the video, so you do the Rolling Loud, bro.
Okay, we were at Rolling Loud in Miami, and it was our last day.
And there was people out there
And it was a
selling
lot
stuff,
of
y'all.
people selling things. So it was this one girl.
We walking from a distance, y'all. We hear her
Yeah,
loud.
we're walking back, we're
She
leaving.
just keep repeating, get
So-
your cold waters, get your
No,
cold
she was not
waters."
saying that.
What
We
was
was
saying?
walking, and of course we couldn't see her at the time. So we just, all you hear is, ice cold water, ice cold water. And I'm just looking around.
Cash
like,
out been on. What'd you say?
I'm just looking around like, where is that coming from?
Hey, bro, I was dead.
And I was with my friend, and she's just as goofy as